All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another monthly recap. So, as you guys know, at the end of each month, I will put out a video going over in detail how I performed, things that I've done well, things that I'm looking to improve on as I move forward. So, this is a crucial part of the process, right, when it comes to looking for ways to be better. And so I use TraderView. This is the software that I use here to track my trades. So, as you guys can see right off the bat, we have just 3 red days, which is good. Every month where we can have, one red day or less per week is great because as we know, day trading is not easy. Day trading is difficult and it always will be. And so when we can come into the markets and get good consistency like this, it's always a blessing. So our biggest day was the 26th, where we had $7,700 in just one day of trading. I will start off by saying it's been quite the journey, man, because I remember a few years ago where my biggest days would be 500, 300, maybe 1K if I'm lucky. And now, here we are on a month where, a $500 day, a $300 day is like a smaller day. It is insane. We're truly blessed to be able to be taking part in what the market has to offer, and we will never take it for granted. That's the first things first. So, I think we've been in a good cycle here since late October when, we were getting more confirmation that the Fed was going to pause on increasing rates and that rates would come down eventually here at some time this year. And I think the market is in a great place. The overall market, that is, and small caps is following suit, right? Because there is a correlation. It isn't huge, but there is a correlation. Money does move in and out of small caps and within the overall markets in general. So I think that we will probably see a peak maybe in June. So I'm hoping we can see some consistency here, right? In terms of the market being hot for small caps. And then once we start to reduce rates into the later half of this year, it might maybe there might not be a peak in June. It might get hotter before it slows down. So hopefully that's the case. And if it is, this year might just be an incredible year. This could be our best year ever by a landslide. So let's get into the detail here. You guys will see that we did $29,780.64. I was above 30K at one point, but I was a little over trading on that last day, looking for more opportunities. And we fell back down. I didn't notice this at the time, and it doesn't matter anyways, right? Because I'm the kind of trader where the numbers doesn't matter. If I'm seeing opportunities and I'm connecting, best believe I'm gonna keep trading. But anyhow, average daily gain 1,418 bucks. Average daily volume 624,000 shares. We're still under our mark by 200,000, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Average winning trade is $89. Average losing trade $63. Kelly percentage at 12.59. Total number of trades 2,500. And number of winning trades here in terms of percentage, we're at 48.9. Losing trades were at 50.7%. So we had more losses here, which is kind of crazy. But the way how we manage risk is part of the reason why we're able to still stay green despite having a lot, or let's say more losses than winners, or same amount of losses as we do winners, right? It comes down to how we're looking to cut the trades. It comes down to how we're looking to be aggressive in markets where things are working for us and how we're looking to slow down when things are not. These are all factors, right? So consecutive wins, max consecutive wins 10, largest gain 1,300, largest loss 1,100. We're definitely pushing some risk out there, right? We're increasing our risk slowly here over time, and it's definitely showing, right? If I had kept to just 200K thousand in volume, maybe we would have been around 400 or 500 a day, right? So we do have to push the risk in order to make more, and we're gonna keep pushing the risk so that we can make even more. In fact, coming into this February month, talking about my average daily volume. So this year, my goal is, hey, 800,000 shares, no less. We're already under that pace. So into this new month, I've decided, hey, we got to go for it. And we got to be disciplined about going for it. We got to do it in all the right areas. We got to do it on all the right stocks that we're doing well on, that fits the personality and the description, the criteria for what we like, and just be firm about it. Just be firm. And when it comes to things that I can improve on, we'll talk a little bit about that later. But it definitely has to do with the mindset. So average hold time winning trade, 10 seconds. Average hold time losing trade, 6 seconds. Max consecutive losses is at 9. So day and time, our best day was Tuesday. Last year, our best day was Tuesday. So maybe this is a bit of a trend, right? Followed by Friday. Monday needs a little bit of work. Wednesday as well. So it comes down to being our best each and every day. I've definitely been inconsistent. And so we'll talk about, mindset, right? I've been inconsistent throughout the weeks. Some days I'm trading to the best of my ability. Some days I'm not. It has nothing to do with the stocks that we're seeing. The stocks are essentially equal opportunities and equal amount of risk in terms of an aggregate sum at the end of the year. Some days I'm more prepared than others, and that's the issue, right? Or else this will be more even. And of course, okay, there'll be a day where there's a crazy supernova stock, but for the most part, we're not really looking at it like that. It's a consistency from ourselves over the long run. So price and volume, we did our best between 10 and 20, followed by 5 and 10. 5 and 10 is usually our best range, but 10 and 20, I think, has the potential to be the best range for us because ultimately the stocks in these areas, they have more range naturally due to the spread. And of course, the halt levels are more extended up or down. So there's more volatility before halt levels are triggered. So yeah, not looking bad there. Performance, uh, by symbol, our best symbol CRBP 7700, followed by POL, NEXI, MINM. We definitely could have done better on. This is one of the stocks that's standing out that I think we could have done far better on. NVVE down 1K on that one there. But you guys see the imbalance. You want the imbalance to be on the buy side. And so here we are on our winning trade, or let's say the winning side, right? On our winning trades, we're at 7,700 versus 1K in our biggest losing stock, right? Winning stock versus losing stock. Good, good difference in there. Positive difference. Our performance relative to the SPY, I don't really pay too much attention to this. Whether the SPY is slightly red or flat or green, if we're in a good place in terms of overall market sentiment and there's opportunities in the small cap land, we'll do well. We've proven ourselves over time that we can do well. And so here we are in terms of win-loss comparison and win-loss expectation. We've made 113,000 on a month and we've lost 83,000 of that. So a lot of people will say, hey, you know, do you lose money day trading? Well, I lose money almost half. In fact, every 2 times I hit the buy button, I lose money one of those times. So for those of you who do not like to lose, who you want to always be right, this hyper pace style that we're trading, you have to be okay with losses and accepting losses. This is one of the ways you can be able to get consistent, right? You have to pride yourself on being disciplined. You have to pride yourself on cutting the trades when it's not working and then getting back in better areas that's more suitable and favorable for you and the strategy. So, part of this is losing. In order to make 30,000, I've had to lose 83,000. Is that something you're okay with doing to be able to be successful? We know most normal jobs out there, high paying jobs, solid jobs. Okay, the inflation is an issue, but let's say anywhere between like 5,000 and like 15,000 is a good paying salary, a good paying job. Here we are 30,000, right? 2, 3 times that amount. And so we did lose a lot of money though along the way. So that's a trade-off, right? And is that something you're willing to accept in order to be able to be in an area, where you can, have a little more, right? Our largest drawdown was about 1K, which is great. Last month we had a 4K drawdown in December, so that's pretty good. Um, let's see win loss versus days. And then, of course, I got to give out some motivation for the people who are having a hard time And also I'll talk a little about things I'm going to look to do better, right? So on our winning days, we're averaging 1800, and our losing days, we're averaging 800, which is not bad, right? We definitely have a little bit more than a 2 to 1 in that area there, which is great. And it's showing us that on days where we're connecting, we're doing well. When we're not, we're easing off on volume, 200,000 less shares of volume traded on those days, which is always something that I like about myself. Hey, when it's not going well, ease off, come back another time, come back another day when things are looking better for how we trade and our style, our strategy. So, first, hey, Relentless, what are you looking to do better heading into the next month? And by the way, net and gross, right? Net is after small fees that I have in my platform. Uh, this will adjust the gain slightly, not so much, but yeah. So let's see. So coming into yeah, so coming into the what am I looking to do better? So, of course, again, volume is the number one thing. I want to be able to trade more, put out some more risk, and ultimately, I have to take on more share size. I have to take on more share size in areas that are very suitable and high probability for my strategy. I have started to do that already into the first 2 days, but the second thing is consistency. I have to do a better job studying. I think I need to study a little bit more first and foremost. I got to do additional studying after recaps, watching through more and more archives and extendedly. I want to study at least 1 hour every day at the end of the day, right before I go to bed. That way I'm fresh for the next day. I think that'll give me a lot of insight on things I need to improve on, because sometimes I'll do the recap, sometimes I'll do a quick skim through, but I want to really sit there for like an hour at 9:30, let's say watching back the video starting 9:30 all the way to 10:30, really see everything second by second, minute by minute, and hour to hour, right? So I can really get a good gauge on everything I need to improve on, and I can see exponential results moving forward within just a few weeks of doing this. That's the first thing. Secondly, I think mindset and ultimately the studying will help with this, is just being more keen and sharp mentally, because some days I perform very well, but then other days I don't. And it comes down to me as the trader, right? I'm standing here, I'm seeing the opportunities, but for whatever reason, there are days where I hesitate, I second guess, I overthink, I hold the trade too long that I'm not supposed to. So just being more consistent with myself, I think will allow me to be able to perform better, right? And it's not about the money in a sense that I need to see a certain dollar amount, because there can be a day where I'm up $500, $200, where I traded, beautifully, extremely well, and that's all the market had to offer, and I'm very content with that kind of a day. But even if I'm up 2K, but I traded poorly, then I'll have a problem with myself. So for there to be more ease, more linearness, and just me being in that Goldilocks zone mentally at all times, if I can be more consistent with myself, right now we can always say trading is a little bit stressful, right? I think if I can get to that level, at that point, trading will become smooth as butter. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I can see myself getting there. And so I have to put in the necessary work to get there, studying, reviewing, you know, positive affirmations every day, always coming in focused, being on time, being ready. So for those people who might have been struggling on the month, right? I'm going to always, every time I do one of these, I'm going to bring you guys back to my worst month ever, October of 2020. Guys, day trading is not easy. It never will be easy, right? Day trading is a very hard skill to master. And know that it's not overnight, right? It takes time, it takes months, it takes years. And so, first and foremost, if you're not consistently hitting your mark, make sure that you're using small size, or make sure you're using the simulator, right? Make sure that your tuition is on the lower side of things. That's the first thing. Second, you have to actively try to improve, meaning you have to put in the time, you have to be consistent and show up every day. You have to try and find ways to improve, right? Whether it is joining, something like MMU and gaining access to myself, Marcelo, Tim, reviewing our archives, coming to the Q&As, or if you're on your own, right, of course, Can't forget screen recording, going through your trades every day, studying, using a software like this, or maybe Excel or whatever software you like. Track your data. It is a business. What kind of business doesn't track their data? That, if you have a business, you don't know what happened last week, last month, 2 years ago. That's not a business. That's just a hobby. That's just you doing. That's just you floating. And here we can't be floating. We cannot be lackadaisical. We have to be proactive. We have to be firm. We have to be disciplined. We have to do everything that is necessary to ensure success. This is an extraordinary field for extraordinary individuals. So we have to go above and beyond, right? See what you're doing, see, look back at your film, look back at your metrics and see the consistencies within the red days that you're having and find ways to adjust, eliminate, and then move on. How can I adjust this area so I'm not red in this particular situation? What rule can I implement so that I don't give back profits in this kind of area on the day? How do I adjust so that I don't start the day and hit max loss very quickly? All these are different sector, like, break up the day into subsections. Okay, around this type of time of day, or when I'm in this type of situation, how do I usually react? And is it a bad habit? How can I improve? How can I adjust? And then over and over and over, small building blocks, small building blocks. You're eliminating mistakes. You're making less and less, because we all make mistakes, but you need the mistakes to be few and far apart. If you're making mistake, 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 mistake every trade, it's not going to work. So we have to be disciplined, and regardless of what your situation is, you have to make it happen, because ultimately, sometimes our situations are just what they are. You have to find a way. If this is what you want to do, if this is the field that you're choosing, there is no way to run, there is no way to hide. You have to stand up and face your fears head on and just be disciplined, and be courageous. It's okay to have a little bit of fear, but be courageous. Do what you need to do. Always do whatever is necessary to ensure success. So this is where we're gonna end it off, guys. It's been Relentless Trader. Just take a look at this month here and look at where I am now. These things are part of the deal. It's part of you being better. And remember, you're never really losing. You're learning lessons. You gotta adopt a winner's mindset. For me, even on a red day, I don't lose. I never lose. I'm only winning, because I'm learning something always to make myself better. So I encourage you guys to do the same. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Check out those links down below if you're interested in the classes, if you want to join on board and be able to start, learning with us. Guys, check out the links. Merciless Markets. We still have the coupon code DREAM for 50% off if you're interested in joining the classes. It's there. I don't like to push it aggressively because I don't need to, right? The people who want it, it's there, right? Other than that, I'll catch you guys later. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out.